Let's Play The Outer Worlds Teil 36. Hallo Leute, ich habe keine Zeit zum Essen, also ich muss weiterspielen. Ah, das sind diese Kannibalen hier, ne? Stimmt. Mann, Mann, Mann. Und mit dem Stift, der ist ja total schief. Okay, schauen wir mal. Ach so. Na gut. Wie ist denn hier? Da geht's rein. Oh, warte mal. Wo ist nicht dieser Grimm wieder? Ah, bin jetzt auf der anderen Seite rein, oder? Sebastian Adams.
Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in a raptidon tongue? Or maybe some canid toenails? You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts?
Sebastian, you ever get your hands on those pheromone sacs? Manipillars ain't gonna hunt themselves, you know.
I must have hunted a dozen, but I couldn't find a single sack on any of them. Must be looking in the wrong place.
Manipillars ain't got pheromone sacs. I just told him that so he'd stop asking you for advice.
At least I'm getting a good haul of claws in the process. You're in good hands, traveling with Monarch's top merc. Still, if you want any rat glands or manticlaws, I've got you covered.
Wozu brauche ich denn das?
I don't know. Celia usually buys whatever I have, and Mr. Pickett seemed real interested. So I thought maybe I was onto something.
Mr. Pickett? Franklin Pickett from Edgewater?
That's him. He'd been here years, but he always talked about going back to Edgewater one day.
Pavadi, du weißt, von wem da redet?
Sure. Mr. Pickett used to run the community center outside Edgewater. He had this grand idea to make it a museum for halcyon life. As my dad told it, Mr. Pickett was always going on about getting a manta queen for the last display. He left the Vale, gosh, years ago.
He came to Stellar Bay years ago, just before the board cut us off. Ended up stuck here. He was always real interested in our monsters. Manta queens, especially.
I kept telling him he was a fool for chasing mana queen tail. Anyone looking to get familiar with a queen is liable to become the bitch's supper.
Oh my. Well, I hope he's all right. Haven't seen him in a while.
Hast du schon mal eine Manti-Königin gesehen?
Sure, they're real big. Hard to miss them.
Wo hast du sie gesehen, diese
Well, I
Manti-Königin?
could send you to the same place I sent Mr. Pickett. But I haven't seen him in a few weeks. To tell true, I'm starting to get a bit worried about him.
Captain, can we look for him?
Ja,
It'd be
klar.
awful if somebody from home was in trouble and we didn't do nothing.
Tell you what, I'll tell you where I sent Mr. Pickett if you promise to look for him. Help him out if he's got himself in trouble. Fair deal?
Fair deal. Ich sehe noch
All
hin.
right then. Leave town through the southern gate, the one right here, and head past the abandoned ruins.
Past the ruins? That's Manta territory, all right. My professional opinion is that we leave that idiot to his well-deserved fate. No offense.
Last Mana Queen I saw was in the wilds out
Arschloch.
back. Could be Mr. Pickett's still out there, too.
Okay. Was hast du so anzubieten?
Good. Celia hasn't come by in a few days, so I haven't sold much.
Okay. Wo wollte ich jetzt eigentlich hin? Zur Velma. Okay. Na, schauen wir, was da jetzt geschieht mit der Velma. Ich dachte ja eigentlich, wir sollen dahin, um Fisch zu besorgen für die Kannibalen. Wenn dem natürlich nicht so ist, gehe ich zurück und bringe die Kannibalen einfach um.
I'd give you a friendlier welcome, but I'm up to my elbows in salt tuna guts.
Gosh, this old girl's in a rough way. Even old Bess in Edgewater was in better shape than this.
Hey, you want to try running a cannery with obsolete machinery? You be my guest.
Sorry, ma'am, I wasn't trying to be rude. It's just your flanging apparatus isn't making a strong flange, so your sealer isn't sealing right, and...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Huh. I'll have to try that. Anyway, what do you folks need?
Ich habe schlechte Nachrichten wegen Braxton.
That he's got his load on and I'm stuck covering his shift?
Er wurde bei den Ruinen von Kannibalen getötet.
That's... Wow. I sure feel like an ass now.
Ein abscheulicher Tod.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on Catherine herself. Still, it's good to know what happened to him. And that I ought to start looking for a replacement. Something else on your mind?
Passt schon. Okay. Dann, was haken wir als nächstes ab? Fallbrook, okay. Was ist denn das hier für eine Syndikatsquest? Ah ja. Das Poster. Dem Grimm bringen. Da ist er. Okay.
Have you had time to check on that poster yet? I keep wondering if it's come in.
Hier, bitte.
Would you look at that? The Rizzo's logo is nice and bright, and you can still smell the ink on Mr. Holcomb's signature. I can't thank you enough. Still, you can have the bits I was going to spend at the bar this week. And you know what? Take my old tossball blocker, too. Never get the chance to use it these days.
Von mir aus. Wollen wir mal diesen Mord untersuchen, wo wir die Leiche im Apartment gefunden haben? Ja, das wollen wir mal machen. Wo will man denn da hin? Oder sollen wir mit diesen... Sollen wir mal mit diesen... Wir sollten noch mit Sanjar reden, oder? Naja. Ah, Left Field Tossball Betting. Warte mal. Aha. Erstes Wettbüro. Nell.
Ooh, you're the new face. Wow, you must be up on all the latest tossball games. So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial H. Mammoths.
Ich spiele für Anti-Cleos Darlings. Erkennst du mich denn nicht?
I'd heard they'd gotten a new hacker. Is that why everyone's making such a fuss about you? But what are you doing on Monarch?
Naja, wir machen eine Freundschaftstour durch Halcyon. Treffen unsere Fans in der ganzen Kolonie.
Maybe we're not so isolated as I thought. So, what can I do for you?
Du sagtest, ihr hättet Probleme, Übertragungen von Wurfballspielen zu empfangen?
Graham's always filling the airwaves with this propaganda. Like it's done him any good. All it means is the tossball games get to us in fragments. Makes them real hard to watch.
Ich habe diesen Wettschein in der Wohnung eines toten Mannes gefunden. Hast du eine Ahnung, was mit ihm geschehen sein könnte?
Poor Isaac. I was wondering why I hadn't seen him in a few days. I'd really like to help. Isaac was a sweet fellow, even if he did have terrible teeth.
Komm zum Punkt, weißt du, wer es war oder nicht?
I don't know for sure, but I saw Elijah and his buddies pushing Isaac around. They're hooligans from Fallbrook. They sneak into town, drop supplies off behind the warehouse, and spend the rest of their stay getting rowdy over tossball games. They
Okay.
usually loiter in the alley behind the yacht club. They're not allowed in the bar anymore. I bet you anything Isaac ran into trouble with one of them.
Na, den werde ich zeigen.
Good.
Ha?
Someone's gotta. Mr. Sanjar will be pleased to hear about it when you're done. I know he gets fed up with the Fallbrook bullies, but there's not much he can do.
Okay. Okay. Na, die kaufe ich mir, die Penner. Bennett. Kenne ich dich schon?
Pause. Can a man enjoy the smooth menthol flavor of a Stogie Slim in peace?
Bist ganz schön dreist für einen Kerl, der absolut nichts macht.
What I am doing, sir, is enjoying the moment.
Ah,
It's so rare that I can seize one apart from the jabbering masses of this wretched place.
wovon sprichst du da?
This law's forgotten town. Cut off from the rest of the colony. Removed from any culture. I recall when Stellar Bay was a proper board-affiliated town with regular shipments of Auntie Cleo's best and all the cereals. Before Sanjar took over MSI and got us all booted.
Aber jetzt seid ihr den Vorstand los.
Yes, free to wallow in squalor together. Free to squabble with the iconoclasts over a raptidon-infested hellhole. Look, you're making me melancholy. Is there something you wanted?
Na, ich lass dich mal zufrieden. Du traurige Gestalt, du.
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yeah.
We're here, like this from Earth, going about our lives.
I don't know what it is, but my gun's been acting funny. It used to be I had to correct for a bit of left-hand drive. I was just so. After a while, it put a thorn in my side, so I'm off.
Aha!
Finding my stance and actually improved.
Hey, you!
Ach,
What
Mann!
are you doing?
Gar nix.
All right, but don't let me catch you again.
Du bist einer von diesen Schlägern hier? Hey, Elijah!
Hey, what are you doing here? This is our secret alley. Berta
Was
already.
ist denn das hier? Ein Kinderclub oder was? Ich weiß, dass du Isaac ermordet hast.
Listen, that purple-toothed twerp had it coming. Not that anyone has proof. And not that it's any of your business.
Falsche Antwort. Bertha. Pissbertha. Deppenschläger. Und Elijah. So sage ich jetzt Elijah. Das ist natürlich Elijah. Das war alles hier. Ich könnte ja aus Spaß, weil die Gegner hier sind jetzt nicht so tough und ich kann dadurch natürlich ein bisschen Munition sparen. Dann könnte ich doch eigentlich fast mal eine Laserwaffe nehmen. Hätte ich Bock drauf. Da haben wir nämlich am meisten Munition. So, wie muss ich jetzt da Bescheid geben? Sanjar. Ja, ist okay. Da muss ich eh mit diesem Boss hier, Bürgermeister, was auch immer, reden. Da ist er drin. Ah ja.
Get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Ah, du bist Celia.
And welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon.
Was mit deinen Zähnen, ey? Worum ging es in dem Gespräch gerade? Hast du Geldprobleme?
Or is he not paying you on account of how he tried to fix the thing his own self and busted it even worse, and then said you wasn't fixing it fast enough, so he's docking your wages again? Not that I got any prior experience.
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us
Sanjar
well.
Nandi.
I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid.
Gibst du immer Geld für Raptidon-Teile aus?
Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth or mantis worm wings.
Das muss ich doch wissen.
In stock, really.
Warum kaufst du so viel von diesem Sebastian?
So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else.
Ah, du bist verliebt.
I reckon she's got a little bit of a squish on this fella.
He's sort of the strong, silent type.
wie
Unfortunately,
ich.
my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell.
Vielleicht kann ich für dich mit ihm reden. Naja, bitte ihn doch einfach um ein Date.
I couldn't. What if he says no? Hey, maybe you could ask him for me.
Yeah.
I mean, a no would still be bad, but it won't be quite as embarrassing if you ask. Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work.
Halt, ich bin neugierig. Was findest du an
He
Sebastian?
doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about. Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises.
Keine weiteren Fragen.
Sorry, sometimes I get carried away.
Ich rede später nochmal mit dir. Oder besser gesagt jetzt, weil... Ach. So, Sanjar Nandi.
Aha, the helpful stranger I've heard so much about. Here to do business, hmm? Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
Nein, du hast ein Meeting mit mir.
Did you hear that power play, Celia? They don't make them like this anymore in Halcyon. I only hope you don't judge me by my handshake. Now, what business brings you here?
Ich suche eigentlich nur nach dem Informationshändler.
Out at Devil's Peak? If you're headed that far, I see you've brought the right woman for the job.
Damn right.
But if you're here for him,
right.
I suppose that means you aren't here for Saltuna.
Nein, aber ich wollte dir eigentlich... Hey, es könnte immer noch beides sein.
Now, there's no need to humor me. I'm used to this particular letdown.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar. Are you doing quite all right?
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional erotic and athletic disappointments. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
Was genau hoffst du zu erreichen?
Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now.
Was?
So-called is right. We've got our hazards, but we're still here, damn it. The board took off without so much as a thought for the folks left behind.
I don't... Dang it, Captain, that's not right. Folks on Monarch shouldn't have to suffer just because the board says so.
Ja.
We've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
Du hast einfach genug vom Schnorren und Zusammenkratzen, ja?
Yes, freedom is a tempting ideal, but a rather costly paramour.
Was willst du dagegen unternehmen?
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
A lot of good that'll do. They'll just find another reason to turn tail and abandon you.
Not if we secure the proper safeguards first.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
Genug Vorgeplänkel, wie sieht der Plan aus?
It's a two-pronged approach. The first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
Ja. Wie lange hast du gebraucht, um auf die Idee zu kommen, dass eure Stadt verteidigt werden muss?
Not long, but the devil is always in the details. And the salient detail here is a Bolt 52 cartridge. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting with the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Dieses Bolt 52 klingt praktisch. Was ist es?
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
Wenn du das Bolt 52 hast, was ist dann der andere Teil deines Plans?
I'll need to gather some supplemental materials, but I mustn't get ahead of myself.
You do tend to do that.
The Bolt 52 will be in the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we and these days it's overrun with marauders and
schön.
Raptons.
Gut. Dann hole ich das mal, ja?
Do be careful. I've lost more than a few people to marauders and raptidons out there. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Bevor ich gehe, muss ich dir aber noch ein paar Fragen
What
stellen.
can I do for you?
Weil, genau, ich habe Grimm, die Wache vom Landeplatz, getroffen.
I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff?
Es war eine Glanzleistung.
Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you?
Isaac Rose ist tot. Ich habe seine Mörder gefunden.
But that's terrible. What happened?
Ich habe mich darum gekümmert, die Mörder sind tot.
But that means we won't be able to log their testimonies. If there's one thing I've been hoping to re-establish in Stellar Bay, it's proper documentation for legal matters.
Vielleicht hätte ich ihre Aussagen aufnehmen können, wenn sie nicht so damit beschäftigt gewesen wären, mich umbringen zu wollen.
Always a shame when tempers get the better of good sense. Still, your intervention in the matter is much appreciated. Please consider this payment for your services.
Ich habe Fragen zu MSI und der guten alten Zeit.
Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes.
Was ist die Gefahrenklausel? Nee, wieso wurde MSI aus dem Vorstand geworfen?
I've asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the
Ich habe noch Hunger, ich brauche jetzt mal einen Nachtisch. Ich mache mal kurz Pause. Ja, ich hol mir jetzt mal ein paar Schokoriegel. Bis gleich. Ich bin's wieder. Also, meinst du, dass ihr euren eigenen Ausschluss aus dem Vorstand herbeigeführt habt?
Not intentionally, though that's technically true. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. Back then, it was known as Terra 1.
Terra 1 und Terra 2, verstehe. Der Vorstand hat seine besten Leute eingesetzt.
Really? I always thought they were refreshingly straightforward names. After all, the whole point of terraforming was to make them Earth-like.
Here, though, the results were mixed.
That ain't fair. They didn't leave on account of the hazards. They left on account of their cowardice. The hazards just gave them a reason to put to paper.
Sharp as ever, Nyoka. And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
Aber nicht MSI, oder?
Our leadership at the time certainly wanted to. But there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up.
Wie progressiv von euch.
It's humane, but it's also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even a cursory review of the data bears that out.
I hope you'd treat them nice, whether it was good business or not, Mr. Sanjar. That's what being a community means. Treating people right, because it's the right thing to do.
Here, here. That may not be the way the colony works, but it damn well oughta.
A noble thought, Miss Holcomb. Unfortunately, noble thoughts rarely sway board policy. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms.
Um den Vorstand mit seinen eigenen Mitteln zu schlagen. Clever.
That's what I thought. But the senior executives laughed in our faces and insisted we be relocating to Terra 2 along with everyone else.
Trotzdem seid ihr noch hier.
Yes, some of us stayed behind, and as the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI. I moved forward with our planned reforms, as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages.
Wieso haben sie das gemacht?
I don't know. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws. I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently.
Okay.
What can I do for you?
Ich muss gehen.
Let's talk.
Was?
Hey, got a favor to ask you. Next time we're out in the open sulfur, I'd like to stop in on an old friend of mine. Preferably before we get to Hiram's. It's on the way, don't worry. You don't seem the type to run off and get yourself killed, and I could use the help.
Spuck's endlich aus, Nyoka.
Hey, it ain't easy for me to spill my guts like a cut-up rat, all right? I'll be upfront with you. I hate asking for help. I hate it. Every time I give someone the opportunity to disappoint me, they seem to make it their most immediate goal. But this, what I'm thinking, it's dangerous.
Ja, was liegt an?
Really? Here I was steeling myself for inevitable rejection. I used to run with a band of hunters. Friends. 6 of us. We were on Monarch when the corporations pulled out, and we helped a lot of people pick up the pieces. I haven't seen 2 of them in years, and the rest I know to be dead. I'd like to gather their effects and bury them all in the same places, like the family we once were.
Okay. Was brauchst du dafür?
First, we go to Hayes. I buried him a ways from our encampment. I need to pay my respects. I'll show you where he rests. He had a medallion in his effects. That's what I'll bring home to Barry.
Und danach?
Then we find my 2 lost trackers and bring them home. A long time ago, we built an encampment in one of Monarch's cave systems. Trouble is, a Mantiqueen showed up and kicked us all out. If we can find Rebecca and Anders, they'll know how to lure her out. Then we kill the bitch and bury everyone's medallions together.
Klingt nach Spaß, dann los.
Thanks, Cap.
Ist das eine Begleiterquest, ha? Oder? Ja. Dann bringen wir das mal hinter uns. Begleiterquest. Ich will die Begleiterquests vorrangig machen, damit ich dann nicht gezwungen bin, mit irgendwelchen Begleitern rumzugurken, auf die ich keine Lust habe. Oder was noch schlimmer wäre, den Zeitpunkt zu verpassen, dass die entsprechende Begleiterquest getriggert wird. Wie schaut es denn auf der Karte aus? Oh mein. Na gut. Was? Niedlich. Niedlich, dafür gibt es halt auch kaum Erfahrungspunkte, ne? Ist da irgendwie ein Weg eingezeichnet? Ah ja. Ich meine, ich könnte es natürlich machen, hier diesen Weg dauernd entlang gehen, aber ach so. So viel Munition ist das jetzt auch nicht, ne? Ja, die falsche Waffe. Mann.
Nice shot, Captain.
Kann man hier entdecken. Ist es einfach wieder Stellar Bay hier, ne? Geht's da rein? Nee. Olympus Lovers Point. Ah. Oh! Wow, 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 wow. Ich dachte, ich kann da schön über das Gelände springen. Das Geländer. Und mich so entlanghangeln. Na gut. Dann halt nicht. Gehe halt doch den Weg entlang. Schnellreisen würde nicht gehen, ne? Naja. Ist zwar ein gescheiter Umweg, aber was soll's. Ah, die Waffe gefällt mir nicht. Anderer Schläger. Falsche Richtung.
Watch your feet. Sulfur pools don't just stink.
Wo hat's denn jetzt hingelegt? Da. Gut. Passt. Ja, gut auf. Ja, naja, aber es ist. Was ist denn das? Ja, gut. Munition einsammeln ist gut. Cascadia, Fallbrook, Amber, erhält, Stellar Bay. Ach, da ist auch Cascadia. Mhm. Kann ich aber eigentlich... Kann da eigentlich noch nicht hin, ne? Noch Fallbrook, ich brauche andere Begleiter. Nichts entgeht mir. Hä? Don't mess with us. Hoppala, was war das? La 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 la. Aha, hier geht's nach Kass. Hier geht's da überall hin. Ah! Das verwundert mich jetzt, dass hier ein Tresor mit Schwierigkeitsstufe 150 ist. Das ist ja ein Spaziergang. Aber gut, ich spiele auch auf normal, ne? Und habe, wie gesagt, die Sequest Murder und Eridanus relativ früh, denke ich, gespielt. Und dadurch natürlich... Ah! Lenora schreit. Ich helfe dir. Warte. Wo bin du? Da!
They were coming real close to eating me. I'm Lenora.
Hi, Lenora.
What are you doing out here? Not that I'm complaining, but I figure only marauders and animals roam around.
Ja, du rennst doch auch rum. Ich suche nach Leuten, die ich retten kann.
Well, shit, today's your lucky day, I guess. Thanks for the help. I've got to pick up some things from the bay, but I run a little stand near Fallbrook. Next time you need supplies, stop by, you hear?
Gut. Good work. Ach Mensch! Ihr nimmt mir die ganze Arbeit ab. Tja. Was ist denn das? Was ist denn das? Was ist denn das? Geht's da rein? Ich komme da gar nicht hoch. Wieso nicht? Hallo? Ah. Okay. Komisch. Aber ich finde schon den Weg. Chastity's Versteck. Chastity. So. Gut, jetzt weiß ich halt nicht mehr so richtig, wo ich bin. Aha, hier bin ich wieder. Bin mir nicht sicher. Ich glaube, ich eier einfach mal durch die Gegend. Aber das jetzt natürlich völliger Schwachsinn ist, hier entlang zu gehen, oder? Nee, da komme ich aber zumindest wieder auf diesen Weg zurück. Folge dem Weg. Wie viel Uhr ist denn? Hey! Nein! Boah! Alter! Das ist giftig, oder? Das ist giftig. Giftig! Ja, da nicht, oder? Ah. Sag noch, da ist Gifti. Weil da bin Nifty. Weil da ist Gifti. Nee, oder? Jetzt bin ich wieder da. Ja, wieso geht's denn da nicht weiter, sagen wir mal? Vorsicht. Ja. Blöd. Aber hier noch was gefunden. Da kann ich jetzt plötzlich drauf, oder was? Und hier aber dann nicht mehr. Okay. Wir machen hier einen Cut und ich überlege mir, welchen Weg wir einschlagen. Bis gleich.